Hey guys, it's Stephanie the Texas Soul Rebel. It's been a few weeks since we've been back from Korea and I've had time to reflect on our trip. Let's explore K-Town while I share some of my thoughts. One of my biggest thoughts before we went to Korea was how I was going to process everything emotionally. It's not every day that one goes back to their birthplace after being gone for so long. So I had this idea in my head that the plane was going to land. Now it's going to be this fugly crying mess of a K-drama that was just acting so dramatic. But after a 14-hour flight, I discovered that there's only really three things on your mind. And that's, I have to pee, I want to eat, and I want to sleep. I'd say the first couple days of walking around in Korea, it was kind of that surreal feeling of just being back to where everything began. I don't think the emotions hit me until we got to the War Memorial. And for some reason, the waterworks came. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just something about learning about one's culture. For you other adoptees out there, what was your moment that the emotions hit when you went back to Korea? That was a very tasty lunch. Let's walk around for a moment and burn off some of that food so maybe I can get a dessert in a little while. Such a hot day out. I had to come in and get something cool. This looks so good. One of the things that I was worried about when we went to Korea was if there's going to be a really big cultural and language barrier. I have to admit, the first few days, I'm a pretty extroverted, outspoken person, but I actually got a little shy. And I was kind of afraid to say stuff to people because I only knew like 4 Korean words, and I was afraid I was going to mess them up. But after a few days, it was really no big deal, and we managed around. A lot of places they had pictures in the restaurants, or if all else failed, you could just kind of point and be like, oh, I want this. So we managed okay, and no one was mean or judgy. Although there was one time in the subway station where I was trying to go through the turnstile and me and my luggage got stuck, and one of the times it was an old Korean guy, and the second time it was an old Korean lady, and they both came over and started yelling at me and probably telling me in Korean that I was an idiot. But they were still helpful, and they got me unstuck. I'd say a lot of the people in Korea don't speak English or speak very little English, but there are also quite a few people that are fluent. In fact, in Busan, one of the areas where we were told they don't speak a lot of English, we were kind of lost, and the guy at the subway station, he spoke perfect English. I want to say fluent English, and he was able to point us in the right direction and get us on our way. We did a lot of fun things in Korea, and honestly, videos and pictures don't do it justice. I mean, I absolutely loved exploring Myeongdong and going to the food market and trying the different restaurants. And I loved taking the train to Busan and walking around Gamcheon village. But I'd have to say one of my favorite things was renting the beautiful hanbok and walking around the palace and just really feeling in touch with being Korean and my culture and myself. And just, touring the palace grounds and seeing all the beautiful scenery. It was just a lot of fun. I'm gonna admit that in my last day in Hongdae, I was really struggling. In fact, on my way to the subway station, I started crying. Not because I didn't want to come home and see my dog and my cat, and my family or my friends, but I was just having such a good time that I wasn't ready to leave yet. And I felt that I hadn't even done everything. But we're definitely gonna go back. There's so many things that we didn't get to do, and I'm sure we only just scratched the surface, so we are definitely looking forward to our next trip, which hopefully won't be too long from now. Korea was the trip of a lifetime, and I am counting down till our next trip. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you think I should do our next trip to Korea. I'm Stephanie, the Texas Soul Rebel, and thank you for watching. See you around.